Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 690, and we are here live in Southwest Florida in my beautiful tropical backyard. And what was I going to say? I started hearing my own voice and I got distracted. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you have any questions for me or if you would like to share what you've been working on over the weekend. Hi, Grace. Good morning. Hi, Patricia and Pamela, Val, Lisa, Joe. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Mindy and Julia, Kat, Christine, and Pamela. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Hi, Barbara. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. Hi, Lorraine. As you can see, I've been busy this weekend. Hi, Diane. I got 2 sweaters started. Hi, Judy, Christine, Donna. Good morning. Hi, Janet. Happy Monday, everybody. Can you believe we're at 690 episodes? Oh my goodness. Mindy was crocheting a basketball cap. Awesome. I started 2 sweaters. I'm working on 2 cardigans. This one is knit and this one's crochet. Hi, Naomi. Hi, Thea. Yes, Lisa, time flies. I cannot believe it's 690 episodes. We are literally right around the corner from 700 episodes. Yes, 2 new cardigan patterns coming soon. I was thinking about, hi Wendy, I was thinking about that episode of Saturday Night Live where they talk about sweater weather. Now, I'm not good with accents, but you know the one where I'm embarrassed even, sweater weather or whatever. I don't do accents. Anyway, I thought, yeah, a couple of cardigans would be really nice when the weather cools down. Not that it's cooling down here yet, but it is everywhere else. I take that back. This morning when I started to come out here to set up for the podcast, I walked out the door and I was like, ooh, it's not hot out here. This is awesome. So I asked Marlon to look up the weather because I was running around. He said it was 79 degrees. I was like, yes, that's a nice change for us. That is significantly cooler than normal for 8 a.m. And then I started running around out here and I was like, yeah, it's still hot and sweaty out here. So I've got my fan on after all. But anyway, it's still fall and it's still time for cardigans, and so I got very inspired to start 2 cardigans. These are both in Be So Sporty yarn. The knit one is a top-down raglan, so it's seamless, and I did raglan shaping at the 4 corners. Hopefully, I don't know if you can see that, but all in stockinette. It's going to be one of those simple classic cardigans that you will want in every color. I know I do already, and that's in colorway Mulberry in Be So Sporty yarn, and I'm using a size 5 or 3.75 set of knitting needles for that one. And funny story, not too funny. See this stitch marker up here? Can you see how high that is up on the yoke? So as you're knitting along, you come to here. I got about as far as here, and I realized I had a major mistake up here. Somehow the raglan, instead of being a straight line, it curved almost like a candy cane, and I was like, I can't keep that. I can't keep this mistake. You know how much I love to keep mistakes and justify them as human error. This was not one of those types of mistakes, so I had to unravel all the way back up there, and on size 5 needles, that's a lot of work that I had to unravel and redo. But anyway, it looks amazing now. It was worth the time. It's going to be a gorgeous cardigan. I cannot wait to wear it. So yes, this will have sleeves on it. This is a crochet one I did in Be So Sporty yarn. This is colorway Rainbow Sherbet, also a beautiful color. And this one is on a G hook or 4mm. And this one is not top down raglan. This one I started with the back of the yoke, and then I joined the right front and left front from the shoulder seam. Why did I leave the stitch marker here? To show you guys this morning. There was no reason to leave it there other than just to not take it out. That was all. But I did want to talk about that mistake because I came up with another alternate for how to fix mistakes when you do something like that. And I've mentioned before in the past that when you unravel a bunch of stitches, to pick them back up, use a much skinnier needle, knitting needle, so that you're not pulling on the stitches. Well, I took that a step further this weekend, and I did a makeshift Lifeline, because I figured that a yarn needle was not only skinnier than any of the needles I was going to use, but I could adjust the length of the cord by making the scrap yarn as long as I wanted it to be. And I had so much more control over the needle because it was so short and on a piece of yarn, that making a Lifeline in those unraveled and loose stitches was way easier than trying to pick them up on any size knitting needle, let alone a smaller knitting needle. So I didn't want to save it for this morning because it was so much work. I really wanted to keep going. What about using a crochet hook? I had like 200 stitches on there, and like I said, this was with a 5 size needle already. On a smaller swatch, sure, you could pick things up with a crochet hook, but I felt like to have the most control possible, and with such a delicate situation, small loops and a lot of them, a yarn needle with some scrap yarn worked absolutely perfect for me. So I wanted to mention that doing a Lifeline with loose stitches like that worked extremely well. Do I have a video on fixing mistakes? I have fixed mistakes on and off over the years during videos, but I do not have videos specifically made for mistakes. That's a great suggestion though. Which brings me to something else I wanted to talk about this morning. We talked about the fact that there's 690 episodes this morning, right? Crazy, amazing, unbelievable. And we talked last week about someone had brought up that they wanted better searching capabilities within this massive library of podcasts that happen to have a lot of education in them over the years. And although I find that that's an excellent idea, I did the math on hiring someone, and it would cost me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to hire someone to watch every single episode and write down what subjects were done in each one of them. So I kind of wondered if we could do something community-based, since I know a lot of people like to go back and watch them anyway. So if you're already watching them, I made a public Google spreadsheet that we can use kind of like Wikipedia, right? Wikipedia is a community-based knowledge center. So when you're watching an old episode of the podcast, you could go to this Google spreadsheet, and if no one else has put in what subjects were shared on that episode, you could fill it in. It's information that's fresh. You just watched the episode. So I have a link for that Google spreadsheet, and Judy has it also. I did not have time to put it in the video description yet today, but Judy, I sent it to Judy so she can share it in the live feed right now, and I will post it in the Create, Share, Inspire group on Facebook this morning after the podcast. I will post it in the community tab here on my YouTube channel, and so what will happen then is, as I see that getting filled out, I can figure out how and where to share this information. I'll probably talk to my new web developer to figure out if we can do something special on the page where we're going to have a page dedicated to the podcast. So maybe there'll be something we do there. Maybe there'll be a way to change the titles on YouTube. I don't know, we've got a lot of figuring out to do, but the first step is getting the information. So anybody that would like to, anybody that's part of our already awesome and amazing community, if and when you are watching the older versions and the new ones, someone can do it on any given day too, to share, like I put in 3 different sections for subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, since we usually talk about more than one thing, and then additional notes if you think there's something beyond that that seems important to categorize from the podcast. So anybody that would like to help doing that, more than welcome. You're more than welcome to participate. Judy did share a link in the live chat, so you can share that. Well, hello. You shaved your beard.
Yeah.
Marlon's here. You want to come say hi? Look who's here. Well, bend down so you can see your face.
Yeah.
Oh, look at it. People are saying hi to you.
Yeah, I gotta head off to work.
Okay.
Early, so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
See you.
Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
All right. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll text you.
Will you be home for dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll cook then.
Yeah, I'll text you.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye. Well, that was a nice little cameo. Oh, there's the link. Judy's got the link here for the Google Docs. So if you're not familiar with Google Docs, it's or the Google Sheets, it's like a spreadsheet that you would have with Excel or whatever program you have on your computer, but it's on the internet. It's on a web page, so it's community-based, and with the link that Judy's sharing right now, I made it a public link. Anybody can voluntarily fill it out. So really exciting that we can all work on the same spreadsheet together. Isn't that cool? I know that's partly how we do editing for my patterns too. I share the patterns privately in the cloud, and then everybody can edit them together. It's really great. I've missed some names. We got some more people here. Hi, Adriac and Pat and Chris, Linda. I'm so glad everybody's excited about the idea. Yes, the idea is great. And last week, everybody seemed really excited about the idea, but I asked for volunteers to help do the work, and I didn't get any volunteers. And I was like, well, what's it going to cost me to hire somebody? I'm like, yeah, it's too much work. It's just too much. So I figure I know lots of people watch the older episodes. So anytime you do, just see if there's information lacking on the spreadsheet, and if you could fill it out. Maybe over a short period of time, we could get all of this done. Christine clicks on the link and it says access denied. I don't know, Christine. I wish I could help you at this from here. I can't help from right here. If you want to email Judy after the show, maybe she can help you. Hi, Sharon. Anybody else having issues reaching the link? Okay, Donna's having request access. Oh, Donna's telling Christine to click on request access. Yep, I'm getting those. Okay, so yes, you have to request access, and then I'm getting an email asking if I want to give access. So I'll fill those out. I'll give everybody access that does that after the show. I don't want to be distracted from all of you to do that now, so I'll do it after the show. Yes, you have to request access, Pamela. All right, Kathy did it. Great. Sharon's asking where you request access. Can anybody tell her what part of the screen to look in? Hi, Becky. All right, we are getting tech help live. This is great. Okay, there's a blue button. And it says request access. All right, so everybody's learning about Google Docs or Google Sheets this morning. How exciting. I don't have a new website yet, Rennie. It is still in process. It is still my current website that you see. But I'm glad you like the new categories. I don't know which categories you're talking about. Maybe you mean the filters on the pattern pages? Did the Poppy premiere already? Well, part 3, today was the part 3 release for the Poppy mystery crochet along scarf. So you should have received the new download for part 3 this morning in your email. and we will be live premiering the part 3 video supplemental tutorial at, I believe it'll be 10 o'clock this morning. I'm glad you're enjoying the Be So Baby color wheel video. Wonderful, and there's a blog post that goes along with it too, so you can see everything closer. Pamela got her part 3 pattern already. Someone says the video already posted. I don't know, let's see. Let's see, Poppy part 3. No, Poppy part 3 is supposed to premiere. Let's see. Did it already release? Let's see. Oh, part 3 did release this morning. Okay, so let's get a link for it. Well, I guess it didn't live premiere then. Whoopsie. Here, I can put it in here though. So there, I just posted a link. You can see I get the crown. That's awesome. I don't get a chance to comment on the live feed very often, so I forget that the moderators get the little tool and I get the crown. It's the little things that are exciting. So I got a marine warning on my phone this morning that we're supposed to have gale force winds for the next 24 hours. Don't know what that's all about. And that the waves are supposed to be rough. We'll see. I sure would like. Martina wants to wait till all 4 parts are released until she starts the poppy scarf. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said before, there is no deadline. However you feel comfortable doing it is fine. Some people love the anticipation of surprises, and some people surprise creates anxiety. I happen to be somebody that loves surprises, so, and I know some people are too, but I know not everybody does. So however you want to make the scarf is totally fine. You may have noticed that I'm wearing one of the dresses this morning that I said I was going to modify with crochet on fabric, and I pulled it out of the pile recently because I miss wearing it all the time. I think this was the first Amazon tank top dress that I bought. This was the first print that I bought in it, and it has this navy background with all of the, you know, tropical foliage and Caribbean turquoise and calypso lime and some other turquoisey colors. And I've been wanting to cut the straps off and create a crochet lace yoke to make a different type of a dress. And I keep going back and forth. I think I need to pick a different dress. I love this one so much, and I don't have the heart to cut the straps off. Isn't that silly? Although I guess I could just make a little crochet yoke topper to wear over it. I don't know. I really want to start with a totally different print, I think. I just don't have or maybe start with a solid color even. There's something, I'm getting emotional about cutting the straps on this top. I know, isn't that ridiculous? But like, I'm emotional about it. Hi Donna, good morning. Martina went with Dijon Chartreuse Olive and Sand for the poppy scarf. That sounds beautiful. Hi Joyce and Sunshine. Yeah, I cannot cut this dress. I can't. And you know what, I've accepted it now. I kind of felt guilty about feeling emotional about it, so then I made myself feel bad about it, tried to pressure myself, and then I just decided, you know what, pull it out of the pile, put it back in your closet, and wear the darn thing. So there. Maybe you just need to make more cardigans and forget it. I don't know. need to cut up something else. I think it's easier for me to buy something new and cut it up rather than take something that I know and love. I mean, I get emotionally connected to things, I guess. So not always, but I guess with this dress anyway. Oh, Pat, it's so easy to do though, isn't it? It's so easy to overthink and be hard on yourself. That's something that I work on all the time, but it's great to recognize. Oh, that reminds me, I finished reading an excellent book this weekend. I have read it before, but you know how busy our lives are and we're so inundated with information all the time? I find like rereading books allows me to remind myself about the stuff that I forgot, and sometimes even pick up other things about it that I didn't get the first time around, or maybe even get really absorb something that I happen to need right at the moment when I'm reading it. So I do, and I like to read self-help books, so it's really wonderful for me to reread things. So I reread a book this weekend called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Has anybody read that book? Oh, perfect, Christine. So I am one step ahead. Yay, I like that. Has anybody read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz? It's very small. It's about 130 pages, and it's this big. So it's a tiny book, and it's short. You could read it probably in a weekend, if not a day. What are the colorways of the crochet cardigans? Kelly wants to know. This is Be So Sport. The knit one is Be So Sporty yarn in colorway mulberry, and this crochet cardigan is in Be So Sporty yarn colorway rainbow sherbet. And both of those colors are in stock right now. Thea, I might have mentioned it in Instagram stories last weekend. I started reading it a couple weekends ago and didn't finish the last chapter, and I finished the last chapter this weekend. And because I didn't read it all at once, I feel like I want to read the whole thing at once now. If I could dedicate one day next weekend maybe to read it all in one shot. I don't know. It was so good. I loved the very simple advice that it gave, about just trying to be a better person, right? It's kind of reminds me of the golden rule, but with more details. And I don't know, it really hit home for me, and I really enjoyed it. So I just wanted to put that out there. And like I said, it's super simple too. Four pieces of advice, and just written out very clearly, and just about being a good person and letting things go. Yeah, definitely, Pat. And also ties in, you know how we say other people's opinions of me are none of my business? It ties in with that too. It's just really about letting everything go and just being present and focusing on yourself. Joyce saw a crochet tire cover this weekend. That's cool. I always like seeing those too. Yes, Sunshine, it's a kind of book that never gets weeded off the bookshelf. That is a very good point. Yes. Some books come and go, but that's not one that comes and goes. That one stays. I feel like it's something that I would, every now and again, I'll read a book that I think other people might enjoy too, and I buy extra copies for them. This is the kind of book, because it's short, God, if I could get Marlon to read any book, I think this is the one I would want to get him to read. I just don't know how to bribe him to read a book. Is that bad to say? I know that sounds bad, but if I could entice him somehow to read a book, this would be the book I'd want him to read. Thank you, Rita. It's just really simple life advice about, being impeccable with your word, not worrying about what other people are thinking or saying, and just really focusing on, I lost my train of thought. What's the final one? What was it about? Can't remember it off the top of my head. Yeah, Pat, Marlon does not like to read. It's called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's right inside the house. I should go grab it. I don't it's not that I don't have time. I don't make time to read very often, so I prefer audiobooks most of the time. But I saw this book on my bookshelf recently, and I was like, I really want an excuse to go sit outside and read. And I don't like reading on devices, and I don't like audiobooks when I'm sitting outside because I like to listen to nature when I'm outside. So it was really much easier for me to take a real book. Cindy's son will read from his Kindle, but not a physical book. There's something about physical books that I love, or audiobooks. Yes, I should probably make a list. I should probably make another folder in my Amazon shop for books that I love to read. Maybe I'll do that later today. Actually, I could go find it right now. Yeah, it's only $6. Let me add it to my list. We'll add it to books. Okay, so let me get a link. Looks like I already have a book one. Oh, it's probably got my books in it. Well, here, we got this one. It's a $6 book. All right, let me find the link. Here we go. Oh, I get to see another crown next to my name. I know, I'm silly. Let's see if I can get... Okay, here are the four agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Like, that's the golden rule, but amplified, right? And so I thought it was so simple, yet so wonderful, and ties into how I feel. And it's how I feel about life and how I feel we have that choice to do every day. And so there was a lot of validation for me in reading it, and there ended up being a lot, especially towards the end, there was a lot of really excellent advice on forgiveness and how to be the warrior in your life instead of the victim in your life. And so it warmed my heart to read it. It warms my heart every time I read it, and it's just because it's so short and so powerful. I can't say enough about it. And it's just simple, just really simple, kind of common sensey, but like I said, it's super short. It's $6. I love it. So there's the link, and it's in my Amazon shop now. And I will start adding more books that I've read and reread again. There's a lot of books that I read a lot. But like I was saying, I also do audiobooks for self-help as well, so that I can listen to them when I'm riding my bike, or I can listen to them when I'm working. Bjorn just walked by. Bjorn, you want to come say hi, buddy? Nope. I gave them catnip this morning. Ooh, Sunshine. I love The Alchemist too. I love that story. I have a special edition that my grandma gave me before she passed away. I think it's the last thing I received from her. And because it was my last birthday present from her, and I will always cherish that book too. I haven't been to the library in a long time. I used to enjoy the library too. Does anybody have any other questions? Talked about quite a few things today, so it looks like everybody that wanted the link got the link for the I don't read fiction, Christine. I only read nonfiction. I only read things that that I learn from. I don't know why. I used to read fiction when I was younger, but I don't read fiction anymore. I only read business books, self-help books, and things of that nature. Or history. I like to read history too. But I stopped reading fiction a long time ago. Oh yeah, Christine's a truck driver. Yes, I would imagine that is great for entertainment. Judy's library is still closed. I don't know if ours are or not. I've just been rereading from my own library recently. Okay, Judy just posted the link to the Crochet Create, Share, Inspire podcast topic spreadsheet. So if you are interested in helping me organize all of the podcasts by subject that we discussed in the podcast, your help would be greatly appreciated. So anytime you go back and watch an old episode, if you want to go to that link and pop in what subjects were done, I will then take this information and create a concise organization. Don't know how yet, but I will figure it out either before or after the new website is made. But we will definitely find a way to make it easier. Maybe even do a couple of different things. I've got several ideas in my head already, but it starts with getting the information compiled. So if you want to contribute or volunteer for this, like a Wikipedia type thing, we've created the spreadsheet to do the Wikipedia of the Create, Share, Inspire podcast. We're up to 690 episodes already at a minimum of 30 minutes each. That's a pretty large body of work with lots of education that it would be wonderful to be able to go back and reference anytime you need that bit of help again. So any little bit helps. Anytime you feel like participating, that would be wonderful. I will tag the link also in handy reference places in the community tab here on YouTube and in the Create, Share, Inspire group on Facebook, so that it's easy to find if you need to come back to it. And if you ever need help finding anything, you know you can always leave comments. Reach out to Judy, Judi at KristinOmdahl.com. Thank you, Grace. Yes, I do feel like there's been some great information in the podcast. Unfortunately, I have just not been very good at categorizing it or cataloging. I don't know what the word is. All right, what else? And then has Mindy, I have not, I'm still on the podcast. When I leave the podcast, I'll be able to go over to email and grant access, if that's what you're waiting for, but I can't do both at the same time and stay focused on the podcast. But I'll do it as soon as the podcast is over. What was I saying though? Also, anybody that's still interested in volunteering to help, what's the word? Translate any of the podcasts or my videos into other languages. That is also something that I would be more than happy to have volunteers for. And you can find that information on my YouTube channel, and I might have to look it up. I don't know if I have it handy. I don't know if Judy has it handy either, but we can certainly share that tomorrow too. All right. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy Monday to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sneak peeks of the new cardigans that I'm working on for fall. I hope you enjoyed chatting about having better organization for the podcast, so that all of the education that I've taught over all of these episodes and all these years can be easier to access on a regular basis. That's going to be awesome. Then thank you in advance to everybody who wants to help with that. It's going to be amazing. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye-bye.